So guys, it is no more news that Nnamdi Kanu's letter has gotten to Trump. And ever since Kanu wrote that very letter to Donald Trump, there has been various underworks in order to ensure Nnamdi Kanu's speedy release from detention. And in today's session, Nnamdi Kanu has made another move. Welcome to this YouTube channel. In case you're new to this YouTube channel, kindly hit the subscribe bell below because in this channel, I bring you everything that's trending, everything you need to know regarding Nnamdi Kanu. So according to Aloy Ejimakor, which is Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, he said, earlier today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu personally filed an application at the Court of Appeal, praying for halt or stop further proceedings in his trial before Justice James Omotosho. This may impact the 20th November date fixed for delivery of judgment in the trial. Don't forget that in the last court sitting, Omotosho angrily adjourned Nnamdi Kanu's case to the 20th of November after Nnamdi Kanu told him that he doesn't know the law. And now, Nnamdi Kanu has filed a fresh motion in which I'm going to be displaying for you in this very video. But before then, instead of Bola and Tinubu to send delegations to meet the US to discuss how Kanu will be released after Nnamdi Kanu's letter was received, instead of that, he sent delegations to go and discuss on how to release Ike Ekweremadu. This was embarrassing and shocking. But before heading into the motion that was filed by Nnamdi Kanu today, there is a video clip I'll be displaying here for you guys to watch. Watch this short video clip, and after watching this video clip, I'll be bringing you the full details on how Nnamdi Kanu personally himself filed an application at the Court of Appeal.
You see, Mr. Tinubu, I respect you. Yes, you see, what you're doing is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't negotiate with the UK government to go and bring in the senator back to Nigeria. I mean, Senator Ike Ekweremadu. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm telling you that we have a case here in Nigeria. We have the case of Nnamdi Kanu. This one is within your power. The one in UK, you will need to negotiate with the UK government. But the one in Nigeria concerning Nnamdi Kanu, you don't need to negotiate with anybody. You are the one in charge. You are the one that has the power to release Nnamdi Kanu. See, they say charity begins at home. Why don't you get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place? Get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place. Because you going to the UK, that is long journey. Because in the UK, you need to lobby the UK government. But when it comes to Nigeria concerning Nnamdi Kanu issue, you don't need to lobby anyone. You are the one in charge. Just order your Attorney General the same way that you ordered your Attorney General to discontinue the case of Sowore, and the man did it, and Sowore became a free man. So you can as well do that. Look at this guy they call Asare and Tompolo. When this other guy came, what's it called? Yadra came and he negotiated with them and they settled. Because some people are saying that Nnamdi Kanu committed crime. I'm not saying that Nnamdi Kanu did not commit crime. I am not fighting for any tribe. I am not supporting the Igbos. I'm not supporting the Yorubas. I'm not supporting the Hausa Fulani. What I am standing for is for humanity. Yes, because the case of Nnamdi Kanu is self-determination. Under the law, self-determination is not a crime. Yes, we all know Nnamdi Kanu made some utterances. Yes, he made some order. That is anger. When someone is angry, the person can make any utterances now. It's not as if Nnamdi Kanu just wake up one morning and say he wants to start fighting the state of Nigeria. Something led to it. The man said that his people are not being treated well. Oh my God. Nobody is going to be happy when the person knows that his people are not being treated very well. See, I'm not after any tribe here. I'm from the South Nigeria. But what I'm talking about is justice. Just get this guy out of that. You have the power. Just order your Attorney General to discontinue the issue. Because why are you going to the UK to negotiate for Ike Ekweremadu? You can do that. Yes, I'm not saying that it's wrong. But there is the one that you have the power. You don't need to lobby anybody in Nigeria. You are the president. Just do it. Don't let them confuse you, because now some people are saying that if you do it, that you don't win 2027. They said you are the master himself. They said you are the king himself. You are the one that has conquered the spirit. You have conquered everywhere. So the way you did it in 2023, you can as well still do, because everything was against you in 2023 and you were able to conquer them. So releasing Nnamdi Kanu, because I'm sure that with your capability, maybe with your strategy, you can also mingle yourself into power in 2027. Because what they are saying is that if Tinubu tried to, because I was also thinking the same thing. Yes, because this is what they said. I was like saying that if Tinubu happened to release Nnamdi Kanu, is going to lose 2027 election. But the way things are going now, and I found out that it's not going to work that way. Because you know the game very well, Mr. Tinubu. You are very good at the game. You are the guy. You are the master in the game. Release him. Just release him. Because there's no need keeping him there. Release him. Yes, release him. Release him.
So guys, before getting into the full details of that very motion, let me first of all read out the affidavits sworn in by Kanu for that very motion. And I read, affidavits in support of motion for stay of delivery of judgments pending appeal. I, Nnamdi Kanu, male Nigerian citizen, presently detained in the custody of the Department of State Services (DSS), Abuja, do hereby make oaths and states as follows. 1. That I am the appellate/applicant in this application, and by virtue of these facts, I am fully conversant with the facts deposed herein. 2. That I bring this application in person, having assumed personal conduct of my defense and appeal. 3. That the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, Quorum Honorable Justice James Omotosho, delivered a ruling on 26 September 2025 dismissing my no-case submission. 4. That dissatisfied with the said ruling, I have filed a notice of appeal/motion to seek leave to appeal, an accompanying 3-parts application before this honorable courts, seeking extension of time to seek leave to appeal, and extension of time to file the notice of appeal. 5. The appeal raises substantial, recognized, and constitutional issues of law, including the trial court's reliance on a repealed statute for count 1 to 6, disobedience of a binding Supreme Court directive on count 7, and failure to apply the mandatory statutory tests under Section 303 of 3 of C ACJA when ruling on a no-case submission. And now, let's get into the motion proper. Motion on notice. Brought pursuant to Section 36 of 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, under the inherent jurisdiction of the Honorable Courts. 1. An order staying the proceedings of the trial courts in case number FHC/ABJ/CR/383/2015, Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu, currently pending before Justice James K. Omotosho, pending the hearing and determination of the appeal, pending against its decision in the case, particularly on A. Its decision on the no-case submission, B. Its refusal to determine its jurisdiction and the validity of the counts under which the appellant is being tried, C. The foreclosure of the appellant's rights to defend the case by fielding witnesses. 2. An order as the Honorable Courts may deem fit to make in the circumstance of the application. Grounds for the application. 1. In spite of the jurisdictional questions raised before the trial courts, the trial courts refused to rule on them. 2. The trial courts refused to evaluate the evidence of the prosecution witnesses vis-a-vis the cross-examination questions to determine whether the evidence was discredited under cross-examination. 3. Though the appellant filed lists of witnesses to be called in defense of the case and indicated that the appellant's defense would come up and the appellant fields witnesses immediately, the court determines its jurisdiction and validity of the counts. The trial court refused and held that the decision would only be given on the objection during judgments. 4. The trial courts, while refusing to rule on the objection, foreclosed the appellant's rights to defend the heinous allegations leveled against the appellants. 5. The trial court has adjourned the matter for judgment on the 20th of November 2025. 6. If the application is not granted, the appellants may be unlawfully convicted without being afforded the opportunity of knowing the validity of the counts, the jurisdiction of the trial court, and offering defense on the merits. 7. Further proceedings on the matter will stultify the appellant's rights of appeal and any appellate decision fait accompli. 8. The trial court and the appellants would not prejudice if the application is granted. The case having prolonged since the year 2015 only to commence before the instant courts sometimes in this year 2025. And finally, 9. It is in the interest of justice to grant the application and allow the matter taken on the merits. Dated the 10th day of November 2025. And as you can see, this was signed by Nnamdi Kanu in person. The respondents, Federal Republic of Nigeria, C/O, their counsel, Asiwaju Adeboyega Awomolo SAN. Well, this was the grounds of Nnamdi Kanu's application, and Nnamdi Kanu is telling the appeal courts that, look, the Federal High Court plans to convict me. The Federal High Court, led by Omotosho, plans to send me to jail. That, look, these are the grounds on which I stand firm, that the rule of law should prevail. This was Nnamdi Kanu's summary of application to the appeal courts. You have seen, you have heard, you have read, and you have followed up and seen the motion filed by Nnamdi Kanu. At this point, I ask you, what's your thoughts on this? Do well to like this video, share this video, and hit the subscribe button below for more trending updates.